What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. Welcome to Fightful. It's June 22nd, 2023. We are fresh off the TonyCon AEW New Japan Forbidden Door media call, just a few days ahead of Forbidden Door. I'll be here Sunday night with Julie Cutler talking about the show. But right now, by God, I'm here with Stephanie Chase. A week before we run into each other in London, here we are. Just chilling, talking Forbidden Door. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in London on my home turf.
Right?
I have the home field advantage. What will that be? Third time we've seen each other in person?
I think so. There was, of course, the infamous dinner where we proved that we have friends, and other people didn't like that we had friends. That was a wild one. Where else? I know once at an AEW show as well.
Yeah, I think it was Revolution 2022.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. I feel like
third
you're
time's a charm.
I feel like you're from a lot of places. You say your home turf, but I've heard Belfast, I've heard Liverpool. Now I'm here in London. How can you be from all these places? That'd be like if I said Chicago, New York, Cincinnati, and Lexington are all my home turf.
Well, if Ricky Starks can have multiple home turfs, then so can I. But, I'm born in Belfast, lived in London for a decade, and now live in Liverpool. And
nice.
My heart's somewhere else, probably in Chicago.
Oh,
so
man.
yeah, there's a little piece of me everywhere. Let's just say that. I've been around.
Well, I mean, I guess that fits the spirit of New Japan AEW Forbidden Door. We're about to make our predictions. Guys, you can get your predictions in by sending a super chat or a humper chat here at youtube.com/Fightful, or you can head over to humperchats.com. You can leave your question or statement before we go on the air. We are quite literally here every night this week. And my God, next week, I'm going to feel the pain that I have dismissed for so long, Stephanie, when people say, us in the UK have it bad. I'm like, leave me alone, bozo. And I'm already thinking about how I'm going to be up like 4 a.m. Eastern time. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for that. But
you know what, though? When you're there, you'll be fine. It's just the recovery. It's the week after when you're back in the States and you've fully got into UK time. You're going to be up all night.
I'm hoping to not adjust whatsoever, but I got that WWE media. But we've got AEW, New Japan, Forbidden Door, Toronto. I am gutted that I don't get to go to Toronto. It's my second home. It's my Liverpool is what it is. It is my Liverpool, damn it. I love it there. Have you been to Toronto?
No, I've never been to Canada.
Oh, such a beautiful city.
That's my Forbidden Door, is Canada.
Okay. Is there a reason?
Not because I'm banned. No.
I just you got warrants or something?
No, not in Canada. No, I just haven't been there before, but I would like to a lot. And this is like the first AEW show I've missed being live in ages. So I'm actually pretty sad. I'm like, damn, I should have just gone.
So I'll probably see you at Wembley too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Are you coming to Wembley?
I am coming to Wembley. I wasn't going to. I feel like I need to for historical purposes. And Maggie from Coexisting with Rob and Maggie's going. And I'm like, when do I get to hang out with her? When will I ever get to hang out with her again? I ain't going to Bulgaria anytime soon.
Do you regret booking Money in the Bank now that you're going to Wembley as well?
So without going too into the personal life stuff, my wife has always wanted to go to London. So basically it's going to be like an alternating work and vacation. One day work, one day vacation, one day work, one day vacation. Also, she is probably the best videographer we have at Fightful at this point because she has done so much of it for me. But no, I'm excited for it. Plus, this furthers the speculation that I'm on both payrolls. So I appreciate that as well. Yeah. But we got Forbidden Door. I'm so excited to talk about it. 11 matches booked for this, which is a little light compared to some other AEW pay.
I know.
We're kicking off with the Owen Hart Cup tournament. I'm so partial to Billie Starkz. She's a Kentucky girl. She's facing Athena. Now, my head says Athena, but my heart leaves a wide open spot for Billie Starkz to win for a particular reason. Athena ROH Women's Champion. This isn't a title match. So I could see Billie Starkz upsetting her here, them doing a big moment on 0 Hour, and then as they progress on throughout like ROH, then that sets up a program between them on that show for the actual title. Who do you think's winning this one?
You know, I like your logic. I absolutely love Athena. And wish she was on more AEW than Ring of Honor. But I think you're right that an upset for Billie Starkz, an upset win for her would really set her off in the right path. And then they could do something really cool with her in Ring of Honor because, you know, she would have to get a title shot if she beats Athena here. So I think that would be like the best outcome all around. Set up a good challenger for Athena on the show, on Ring of Honor, and give Billie a big win.
Yeah, I would love that. I think it makes a lot of sense from a booking perspective as well. We've got Toni Storm versus Willow Nightingale. I'm excited for this. I know that they would have liked to get Stardom involved, but unfortunately, that didn't get to happen. Tony Khan did confirm the Fightful Select report that they had reached out about that, but what we got was Willow Nightingale, who is the New Japan Strong Champion, against Toni Storm. I'm a little conflicted here because I could tell how they booked the match on Collision. They let Ruby Soho take the pin. Toni Storm didn't. Willow got a big move for the finish, but the hometown girl Sky Blue got the pinfall. I feel like they got to keep their own woman strong here because I think there's going to be 3 top matches that New Japan wins. So I'm going with Toni Storm here, but I'm very interested in what you think here.
Yeah, I'm going for Toni Storm as well. I can't see them pinning their women's champion, even though Willow is the New Japan USA Strong Women's Champion. So she's a title holder too, but I think they're not going to sacrifice their women's champion. But I'm really excited for this match and the opportunity Willow's getting because she is absolutely my favorite woman to watch right now.
I would have loved it if they added Chris Statlander and Athena to this match too. Then you would have had like all of the women's champions under their umbrella here. I think that would have been really, really cool. We mentioned the Owen Hart Cup tournament. CM Punk was supposed to face Kenta. Fightful Select had reported that a few weeks ago. Best $5 in the business. Please subscribe. And then last weekend, we reported that Kenta was like, nah, not doing it. I ain't doing it. They had plans for him on TV, Stephanie, like big plans for him. And he was just like, nope. Fightful Select also reported Jeff Cobb was pitched, El Phantasmo was pitched, and Kojima was pitched. I mentioned this on the AEW show. Nothing would have made me happier than see CM Punk sitting there while El Phantasmo walked the ropes all the way across the ring. And Punk's just sitting there like, oh, Jesus, when's this going to end? That would have been really good. But instead, we're getting Kojima. He referenced Kojima in a shoot interview like 15, 16 years ago.
Oh, I've seen that.
Samoa Joe. Yeah, the Kojima Lariat. I love this. It's good. It's very clearly a match that means something to Punk. But Kojima ain't winning this match. There ain't no way he's winning this match.
I love that you say it clearly means something to Punk because it does. And Tony was talking it up on the conference call like the whole world's been waiting for this match. And I'm not disputing how big a match it was, but I laughed so hard at how they announced it on Dynamite because obviously a lot of people were expecting Kenta. And then your report, you know, Kenta doesn't want to do it. And it just felt like they knew it was meant to be Kenta, that people wanted Kenta. So they would just like this, let's announce the tournament, have this tiny bit in the corner that's like CM Punk versus Kojima, and no fanfare. You know, Punk's out at the start of the show, doesn't mention Forbidden Door. This is his first singles match since returning to AEW, and they give it like zero hype whatsoever. So it just felt like they were quietly saying like, it's CM Punk versus Kojima, not Kenta, you know, like that's how it felt. And as much as like Tony can like talk it up in the conference call and Punk having wanting to do it, it's like, guys, if that was 100% true, that this was your first choice, not Kenta, I think it would have been announced in a bigger way than just being part of the tournament, you know, like graphic. But yeah, CM Punk's winning this for sure. He's going to, you know, probably go on first and then get out of there before anyone else has to wrestle.
It seems like we're on a collision course, pun intended, for Samoa Joe, CM Punk in the second round. But
yeah,
I mean, listen, like I've watched Kojima wrestle in person. He's 52 years old, but there's not a lot that he can't do
that's
that
young.
he always. Yeah. Yeah. There's not a lot that he can't do that he always did. It's sort of like I don't want to call him the Jeff Jarrett of Japan. I don't want to do that. But that's kind of a compliment. I mean, he's still putting on good matches in like All Japan and Noah too. The New Japan stuff leaves a little bit for me to be desired, but this is a guy who was MLW champion in 2002 back in the day. I love it. Absolutely love it. I like this booking, even though Kenta versus Punk has to happen in the future. Make it happen for next year. Oh, man, I'm excited for this one. Zack Sabre Jr., Katsuyori Shibata, Daniel Garcia, and Orange Cassidy. I thought the tag team match really set this one up appropriately. And I think that Orange Cassidy is one of the most well-rounded performers on the planet right now. It's funny because he fits the sports entertainment mold probably even better than Daniel Garcia, and I think Daniel Garcia does it exceptionally well. Cassidy has had an insane title reign. How are you thinking this one goes?
I think Cassidy has had a great title reign, but I feel like it kind of has to come to an end, especially after the Double or Nothing match where, he just pretty much like beat everyone. He won the whole the Battle Royal. But I will say that anyone that's seen my content will know I'm obsessed with Daniel Garcia and obsessed with conspiracy theories surrounding Daniel Garcia. And a lot of the work I do is all for my eventual goal, which is getting a shoot interview with Daniel Garcia once his run in AEW is over. So I can be proven right in many of my conspiracy theories of what's happened to the boy. So my prediction is just that he wins because I have to support him in everything he does. And there's nothing that would make me happier than Daniel Garcia winning this, moving to Collision, being free of the JAS, and dressing like Daniel Garcia on TV, because God made this man's pants split on live TV to show him that he needs to just be himself and not be caught in this group. So I love Daniel Garcia. If he's watching, big supporter. He's going to win.
I think Orange Cassidy's going to win. I think that he retains. I don't think he's losing this title anytime soon.
But what's left for him? What's left for Orange Cassidy to achieve?
I think that he's going to keep doing it. I don't know. I think maybe Collision. Maybe that's the big fantasy match right there. I mean, Suzuki would be a good one. I'm surprised he's not facing Suzuki on this show, honestly. Ian Hunter says OC won the title in Toronto. Maybe he'll lose it here too. I don't think so. I think that they're anchoring a lot to Orange Cassidy. I think it's gonna
in Toronto, Daniel Garcia made the bad decision that he was a sports entertainer. So if they could run that back and he could change his mind back in Toronto, where they won't cheer him making the bad decision, that would be awesome.
Also true. We get Le Suzuki Gods, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Minoru Suzuki against Sting, Darby Allin, and TBA. What we have just learned is TBA is not Goldberg. Stephanie Chase. I couldn't believe that was a real thing, but it was not Goldberg.
It has to be someone from New Japan, though. It's Forbidden Door. It's not AEW x WCW, guys. It's not Goldberg.
I know. I mean, I would like it if Forbidden Door did extend to not ROH anymore, because that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But Impact and MLW and anybody like that. I would have loved to have seen Jacob Fatu versus Miro or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Alex Hammerstone against MJF, because they had the history over there. I think that would have been cool. I think Sting, Darby Allin, and TBA are winning this because you have the dissension between Sammy and Chris Jericho. And let's be real, Minoru Suzuki ain't going to put up with either one of their shit. I mean, he might be TBA for all we know. He might just walk across the ring and be like, sorry, guys. But we're going to find out on Collision. Who do you pick as the TBA, and who do you think's winning this?
Okay. I've heard a lot of people say Naito. obviously history with Jericho. I mean, like they said, it's someone that hates Jericho, so like that's like a lot of the population. I would really hope it's Hiromu, but I don't think it will be. I don't think like there's kind of any logical reason, but just how great Hiromu would look alongside Darby and Sting is what makes me want it to be Hiromu. But, you know, per Minoru Suzuki always being stuck in these multi-man Jericho matches on Forbidden Door. Like he's one of my top guys, and I just want him to have a good singles match. I think Darby and this Sting, you know, team are winning, especially if they're kind of trying to build up this Sting Jericho feud while still doing this Sammy Jericho feud at the same time. I think that's got to be what happens.
Just looking at who it could be, oh man, like maybe if Kenta wants to do something on the show but not work Punk, that would be cool.
I don't think Kenta's playing ball anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, and that's unfortunate. But as I look at it, I'm like, damn, who else? Like maybe, I don't know if like Tama Tonga or Tongaloa or anybody like that would be up there in something that would be like, oh, we're going to reveal them at Collision type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think
maybe it will be Evil.
Win. Yeah, that'd be something. Blackpool Combat Club, along with Takeshita and Shota Umino, take on the Elite, Hangman Page, Matt and Nick Jackson, Eddie Kingston, and Tomohiro Ishii. The reveal of Ishii was hilarious because he stumbled over a promo and he's like, "Here's Ishii. It's gonna be him." I think that we could see some unraveling here with Kingston because he's been a bit of a wild card, and the Blackpool Combat Club, Takeshita and Shota would be a much more unified front in that regard. I love that Moxley called on Shooter. I love that so much. He's been wanting to work with him for a long time again. But I got Blackpool Combat Club here. Who do you got?
I've got Blackpool Combat Club as well. I think it will be down to Eddie Kingston, and then hopefully this moves into Eddie Kingston and Claudio, like really going at it, plus Moxley thrown in there as well. But I think because there was so much focus put on Kingston at the end of Dynamite, he's got to play a major role in this match.
Yeah, I feel like his hatred for Claudio could unravel the entire team in some capacity. Yeah. Grayman says KO and the Elite and CM Punk in Toronto together. Wow. And we got Caden saying, do you think House of Black get on the show? I think it would make a lot of sense if they did in some capacity, but I just don't know where. I mean, they should have been booked in some way. But right now, I feel like AEW is a lot deeper than New Japan in a lot of ways. Jake says, are the AEW backstage segments with Renee Paquette doing interviews live, or are they all pre-recorded? What's happening with the AEW DVDs? I don't know about the AEW DVDs, but yeah, the Renee stuff are pre-tapes that they do before the show. That's just the way that they've always done them. But I've asked about the AEW DVDs. I haven't been given a good answer. I would imagine pretty soon all that stuff is going to be on HBO Max here in the States anyway, which very clearly you ain't in the States. So my friend, get nordvpn.com/Fightful. MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW World Championship. Now, briefly during this, I was like, maybe Punk faces Tanahashi just because MJF was like, no. And Punk was without an opponent. That didn't happen. We are getting MJF and Tanahashi, and there ain't no way MJF loses this match, Stephanie.
MJF win, but nefarious means he's going to do something I was going to say per old Tana, but I don't mean that he's old. He's very a young man. But yeah, MJF has to win this, especially now he's the champion. He's going to win, and he has to prove his point over these New Japan wrestlers, these indie guys.
I love it. I love that he keeps calling them indie guys, and now he's facing probably the best of the last 20 years, arguably either Tanahashi or Okada. But MJF is cool because
he's been working that gimmick of hitting New Japan like since day one, and now he finally gets a match with like the ace, like the the consummate babyface gatekeeper of New Japan. So it's very good long-term storytelling from MJF.
So right now in the one-on-ones, I've got MJF and Punk over their New Japan counterparts. I think Orange Cassidy might not. I mean, he probably isn't pinning Zack Sabre. He'll probably pin Daniel Garcia, I think. Tony's probably beaten Willow, but Willow is on loan from AEW. The other matches are a bit of a mix of AEW and New Japan. But I think all three of the big ones, I think New Japan sweeps all three of the big ones as a compromise. Let's start with SANADA versus Jack Perry. SANADA didn't have any damn clue of who Jack Perry was. I feel this is a catalyst. You're having Hook there at ringside. It's very clear Jack Perry is headed for a heel turn. I would love if Anna Jay got involved with him as well in some capacity. They're going to change his theme song. I think him losing this after a slapper of a match is a catalyst for the heel turn that he needs after 4 or 5 years being a white meat babyface. How are you feeling about SANADA defending the IWGP title?
I think that a lot of people were down on this, that it was Jungle Boy when SANADA put out the challenge, and I don't think SANADA is the most compelling champion that we've ever seen. Certainly not the most compelling IWGP champion to ever defend Forbidden Door, that's for sure. But I actually think that this is going to turn out to be really good, and I think that the reason we're getting Jack Perry is because a bigger angle is planned. I think this is going to be his breaking point when it comes to him and Hook and turning into a real bad guy. But like per SANADA not knowing who Jack Perry is probably all that confusion over whether he's Jungle Boy or Jack Perry that probably set it off.
And that's possible. I think this could be, and I'm saying that considering we're about to talk about these next two matches, this could end up being a match of the night, even though there's not as much intrigue over who's going to win or lose it because we know SANADA's winning it.
Yeah, I think people always kind of doubt Jungle Boy before pay-per-views, but he always puts on, bangers and like sleeper hits on them.
Kenny Omega defending the IWGP US title against Will Ospreay. Now, I talked to Will Ospreay a couple months ago. He had some issues with how their first match went. He goes, yep, I know it was a work of art. He goes, but it was a work of art where I got the shit kicked out of me 80% of the time. And I want to give that back to Kenny Omega. I want to kick his ass this time and beat him. And I think that's going to happen. I think very clearly down the line, we're going to get a third one here. But I see Will Ospreay winning this and winning the United States title. Man, he has adapted his style so much to that main event level. And he told me, he's like, once I hit a certain age, I started to feel it a lot more. And then I started to change things up, and I think it's worked out fantastically for him. Their first match was one of the best I've ever seen. I got him winning this one. Who do you have?
This one's really hard. Their first match was absolutely my match of the year so far, and definitely in my top of all time. But in the first match, because he was getting this shit kicked out of him, and it was a babyface performance from Will. Because you were just so it was getting upsetting by the end of it. It was like, let this man die. But then on TV, his presentation is like, he's such a dick. Like he's even taking up Don Callis on his offer. But I still think he's going to lose so that there's a third match. And it's really about him having to have a really hard climb to actually beat Kenny Omega, take the title from him, and fully replace Omega in New Japan. So I would say that Omega wins, but Ospreay will win at probably Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, I can't wait for this match. I'm so excited for this match, Stephanie. This one is that's the one I'm most excited for. Now, that being said, the one I'll probably watch most intently is Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada. And Bryan Danielson has had his pitch count limited quite a bit of late. I'm going to have a report on that today on FightfulSelect.com. There's a lot going on there. But he is wrestling Okada, and this is going to be one of the biggest matches. We have a multiple-time WrestleMania main eventer against a multiple-time Wrestle Kingdom main eventer in an AEW scenario. This is a dream match that has eclipsed multiple promotions and free agency situations. I can't wait to hear how you think this one goes, because these are two supremely protected guys, and Okada is the guy in Japan until he decides that he's not anymore.
This is a total dream match, and I never thought it would happen because I didn't think that Brian would ever, do it and leave WWE, and then he did, and I think something like this being on the table was probably a big reason why he did that. And he definitely has not been working much, even in the Double or Nothing match. And initially, I thought maybe he was going to do a G1, but he's going to fight Okada, so I would preserve my strength for that for sure. But I think this is so hard to call, and they're both really protected, as you said. I feel that Okada's winning because I think that the man that Bryan Danielson is, he would say Okada should win. I think that would be his logic. Too. And I think that he would do that because as much as Brian is still, a main event player, Okada is the guy in New Japan. I think he would have the respect to say, like, no, Okada should win this match.
Yeah, and it's so funny because when Bryan Danielson came in, he goes, everybody talks about wanting to put over the young kids. Not me. I want to beat all of them. He's like, I don't want anybody to beat me. But in this situation, because of Bryan Danielson's limited schedule, and when he's had a limited schedule, as many times as he's had a limited schedule, you wonder how long he will be around in the future. He's already taking creative roles in AEW and stuff like that. So I think it's a clear Okada win here. So I have SANADA, Okada, and Ospreay all winning those big matches. And I still think, Toni beats Willow, Punk beats Kojima, MJF beats Tanahashi, and MJF Tanahashi is a big one for sure. But yeah, I think that this is going to be a top level New Japan night, with the exception of the MJF one, which also anything Punk is involved in is a big one. But what are you most looking forward here?
Gotta say Kenny and Ospreay, because of the match before, and I think that they're two guys that will want to do better each time. And if their match at Wrestle Kingdom wasn't everything they have, then I can't imagine, what we're going to get on this Forbidden Door stage. Other than that, I'm looking forward to Daniel Garcia's match for sure, and I'm really looking forward to. I know, I'm like his mom. I'm really looking forward to Okada and Danielson as well, because I think that's absolutely historic, and I think there's a lot of people like myself and you that have really waited for something like this, and that is the match that Forbidden Door was built for. I feel like last year when Forbidden Door came around, there was good matches on the card, and it ended up being probably the pay-per-view of the year. But it wasn't, dream match scenario that I think when people first heard you were going to have a cross-promotion card, that people were just thinking dream match. Well, Okada Danielson is absolute dream match scenario, and we're going to get that. Is that confirmed going on last?
They kept saying it over and over again. Okada Danielson, the main event.
That's interesting.
It seems like it. It certainly seems like it. I saved this super chat for the end because it is not AEW related. So, Sean, I read a report from Sportskeeda. They said WWE is going to have the women's Money in the Bank winner lose their cash in. Is this true? The women deserve better. Can you confirm or deny this, please? First off, meh. Second off, I don't think that they have planned that far ahead. I just want to see a woman hold the damn Money in the Bank briefcase longer than a day, because nobody has since Carmella. It's always cashed in the night of, the night after, or somebody announces their pregnancy and it's converted to the world title. So I just want to see some booking surrounding that. Do you have any personal preference?
I think that the, women in both promotions get the short end of the stick when it comes to booking, and winning Money in the Bank. That is such an easy storyline to book. Someone having that briefcase, and just like being a shadow over the whole women's division, that they're gonna cash it in at any point. So I would love to see someone hold it for a really long time and pick a really special moment to cash it in, whether it be at SummerSlam's pretty soon after, but a Royal Rumble, something like that, and just make a really big deal about it. Because why have something like Money in the Bank if every time you're going to cash it in a day or so later? Like, let's actually use this to tell a really good story, and and tell more stories at once as well, because sometimes there's trouble with the women's division telling like more stories at once. But if you had something like the Money in the Bank briefcase, you could do that a bit easier.
I'm looking forward to that. I'll be there live. You'll be there live, by God.
I'll be there live. Yeah, I can't wait.
Do you think they'll sit us near each other?
Oh, I don't know. I really hope so. I want to hear all your takes live. I want to know exactly what you think. I want to hear what chants that you'll be doing, what Kentucky chants you'll be.
Big chanter, me.
Yeah,
that's me.
I'm sure.
All the time. What kind of arena food can I expect in London? Because you know what it's like here. Crappy hot dogs, crappy pizza if you're lucky, and nachos. That's about it.
It's pretty much the same. You're looking at nachos, hot dogs. If you're lucky, maybe chicken tenders. But I mean, arena food absolutely sucks. Like, when are we going to advance to the point in a society where actual chains, have good food at arenas? Where I could get like a Taco Bell or something while I'm watching Double or Nothing.
Well, I mean, I know if they've got hot dogs, Cameron Hawkins, Seahawk, is going to be there. Like, he's going to show up, and we won't have the option of getting a hot dog because he'll take them all. And
oh wow,
like recently I asked him, because I've been at several shows where I've seen Seahawk, and he's just hammering down these glizzies. Like, he's choking down these hot dogs. And listen, in any other situation it'd be impressive, but it was a little disturbing in that sense. And I looked at him and I was like, man, where'd you learn that? And he looked at me and he goes, Sarah J. And I made the mistake of going home and Googling her, and I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I mean,
wow.
we probably won't have the option of eating hot dogs if he's anywhere around. So
I'm most
more power
concerned
to him,
about
though.
I'm most concerned about arena drinks, because I've been to a lot of your American arenas. Drinks are extremely expensive. And the best thing I've ever seen in my life was at I think it was at Revolution, the arena that was in, where you could pay $10 for a cup that you could then refill all night. They had little refilling stations that you just went to yourself. And there was no one manning those stations. They just thought, like, as long as you have a cup, you can refill. That was one of the best experiences of my life, was being able to constantly refill a Diet Coke cup throughout a pay-per-view. So I think all arenas should do that.
Interestingly enough, after Seahawk ate all those hot dogs, they nicknamed him the refilling station, which is just
okay.
Wild. Just
well, we
wild.
tied it all together there.
Yeah. Guys, leave a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe. We're going to be here all weekend long. But Stephanie, you got a lot of stuff going on. I know you just talked to L.A. Knight.
Tell did.
What you got going on?
Yeah, I'm going to put up my full interview with LA Knight tomorrow. He was absolutely awesome. You never know what you're going to get. And he was great. He was really open, really funny. Even when I asked him about being, in his 40s. And I put a preview of that up on Twitter that you can go check out at Stephanie M. Chase. But yeah, that's going on my YouTube, which is Stephanie Chase Wrestling. I just did a review of Dynamite. I did a review of Collision as well. I did another video breaking down CM Punk's promo from the perspective of someone that loves CM Punk. And I did a big video all about All In, and especially for people who aren't from London. So to help, people like you, Sean, traveling to the event, talking about like where you should stay, how you navigate London, transport, and then all the events that are going on, because it's a proper weekend. We've got like shows from Rev Pro and Eve and Defy coming over, and it's just turning into like WrestleMania weekend level of event in London. So I put that all together in a video for everyone, and you can go check that out.
I saw that you covered Defy, even Fozzy, for the love of God, the Poison Rana stuff as well. Like there was a lot in there that I think could be beneficial for people that are making that trip over. Flame Inc. says, soda or beer, what do you drink at the arena? I wish I had the option of a root beer, but I've never drank beer, so I guess I don't drink soda there either, though. It's always water.
Oh, that's lame. I don't drink beer. I drink Diet Coke, and if there's no scrum, I'll have one wine. But yeah, it's Diet Coke all night for me.
Fancy. Guys.
Yes.
Hope you're here with us all weekend long. Make sure you check out the Collision post show on Saturday as well. We are here on Sunday. Guys, until next time, we're out.